When rumors go around that you're drawing on walls with your own shit, telling your friends you've sacrificed animals, and got arrested for a box cutter slashing, congratulations, you've officially made it to end of sentence. What's up everybody, it's 1090 Jay. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me, and for this video, we're going to be speaking on the underground Florida rapper Jades. On November 2nd, 2024, it was approximately 4 p.m. when Broward sheriffs received a 911 call for a stabbing in an apartment complex. Upon arrival, deputies made contact with a young female suffering stab wounds to her neck and forearm. Transported to the ER, she'd receive multiple stitches for the 2 lacerations and later be released. The Violent Crimes Unit would be contacted and meet with the victim, who provided a sworn statement. She'd receive a text from 18-year-old Jayden Dumont, aka Jades, who invited her to hang with him at his apartment in Tamarack. She agreed to go over, and he sent her an Uber to pick her up. Arriving at his place, she told detectives she was talking with him on his bed when he made a move to kiss her. She pushed him away, telling him she didn't like him like that, and that's when Jade said come on and went in for a second kiss. She denied him again, so he left the room. A few minutes later, he'd walk back in holding a box cutter and scissors as he began to stab her. The scissors would enter her forearm and back, while a pink box cutter would slash her neck. She fought with him, escaping to the bathroom where she called 911 for help. Staying on the phone, only when deputies told her they were outside did she exit the bathroom, noticing Jades had fled the apartment. On-scene deputies would examine her wounds, determining the slash to her neck could have been life-threatening had it been deeper. They determined Jade stabbed her because she'd rejected his advances, and he made the conscious decision to leave, grab a pair of scissors and a box cutter, and repeatedly stab her in the neck, forearm, and back. He then ran away without trying to help her or get help for her. A search warrant would be executed on the apartment located in the pink box cutter, as well as the scissors. Deputies determined they'd had enough probable cause to charge Jades with attempted murder, and the rapper who was on the loose was now on the run. Photos would find their way to social media from the alleged victim, showing her wounds, and even a photo of Jades holding the same pink box cutter. An onslaught of conspiracies and accusations would hit the internet, as Jades would be accused of drawing pentagrams on walls with his own shit. He'd allegedly told his own friends he'd assaulted a girl before, sacrificed animals, and participated in blood rituals. And I don't mean this kind of blood ritual, I mean this kind. There were even accusations that he'd attempted to make advances with minors through text. But none of these allegations were backed with any facts or criminal charges. What was well known was Jade struggled with his own mental health while seeking comfort through drugs. His music and style was a reflection of his well-being, and things clearly weren't well. 8 days on the run, it was 1:35 in the morning when sheriffs responded to a Denny's after a 911 call of a mentally unstable person having an episode and grabbing a knife.
What's the address of the emergency?
I'm sorry, I called again because he take a knife, he walk into a customer with it. That's the same lady that called a few minutes ago. I just called a few minutes ago for a gentleman. Now he get a knife, he walk into a customer.
He's walking toward a customer?
Yes, with a knife, like a steak knife he takes from the table.
He has a steak knife from the table?
Yes. What can I do? Yeah. I called the police. I'm with the police. He with the steak knife and then talk to the customer, toward the customer.
Has anyone been hurt?
I don't know, you know, I'm a woman, I don't want to be close to him. I stay in the back. He's still with the customer with a steak knife. What is
he inside of the business right now?
He's inside the business and next to the customer and the table. He's stand up.
Jades would be located standing next to a table with a knife on top. Verbal commands were given for Jades to step away from the weapon and surrender, and any wrong move would turn the would-be rapper into another body cam execution video. Non-verbal and not moving. The deputy approached Jades and was able to detain him without incident. Jades would finally speak, providing his name, and a search would reveal he had an active warrant for attempted homicide. He'd be arrested and transported to the Broward County Jail without incident, so it's unclear as to why his mugshot looks like he fell into every officer's fist on the way to the jail. Now, while this case looks like a fast ending to a short-lived career, Jay's lawyer would submit a motion for bond stating Jades is a well-known musician and social media influencer who has a history of mental illness. While in a facility being treated for his diagnosed mental illness, he met the female victim who was also being treated. After being released, the victim alleged Jades stabbed her in the arm and neck, which is the basis of the attempted murder charge. But Jade's lawyer would argue from the investigation conducted by counsel, the victim's allegations are completely false. In fact, Jade's lawyer believes evidence will show that while in Jade's apartment, the victim cut herself on the arms and neck. The wounds were self-inflicted, and after she'd done so, she asked Jades to drink her blood or she'd call the police and blame him for what she'd done. Fearing for his safety, Jades ran. A review of the victim's Instagram would seemingly support Jade's version of events. The victim clearly had a fascination with drugs and self-harm. She'd post multiple pictures of herself bleeding and even writing in her own blood. Suicidal messages would be recovered. She'd visited multiple mental health facilities and been prescribed medicine for schizophrenia by her therapist. Messages would indicate she feels sorry for not only herself, but her boyfriends, and photos of her with a pink knife would also be found. So Jade's defense was, he met a crazy bitch in rehab and she threatened to frame him, which doesn't seem far-fetched after looking into her mental history. The scary thing is, this happened in Florida, where the courts are strict and unforgiving. It's hard to predict how this case will go, and given the history of both parties, it's hard to judge who truly did what. The victim's wounds were lacerations, but weren't deep at all for someone being attacked. And location-wise, they all could have easily been self-inflicted. But Jades grabbing a steak knife at Denny's also doesn't help his case. We'll just have to wait and see what the future holds. Now, I want to say this and I want to be very clear. For me, reading all of this information and hearing what the lawyer brought forth, I can't pick a side in this as to what I'm leaning towards. You're dealing with two people with a history of mental health issues, diagnoses. I mean, they met inside of a fucking facility. And anybody that's been in, a mental health facility or rehab, everybody knows when two people in there that need help try to help each other, it's just straight destruction. It never goes well. It never turns into anything good. A lot of accusations came out on this kid. In my opinion, because they're all baseless, there's really no proof to any of them. We don't know what's been altered in pictures on social media, but the fucking fact that none of these crazy accusations have opened up investigations or criminal charges, I'm not going for any of it. The fact that this kid was arrested for allegedly stabbing this girl has pretty much highlighted all of the allegations against him. Because now people are like, oh, well, if he did that, he must have did this. And it's tough because when you have someone dealing with mental health issues, to know that the world is turning against them when they're at their darkest time, it only pushes them further into a place of self-hate. So I want to say this for anybody watching this video. If you're struggling with mental health issues, suicide, reach out for help. It doesn't matter who it is, friends, family, a teacher, anybody that you feel like you can talk to. The biggest thing that's gonna be a deciding factor in your life is your ability to ask for help. And if you're dealing with any of these issues, please reach out, because that's literally the reason things like this happen. Two self-destructive people get together. And there's a clip of Jade speaking on wanting to stay out of trouble. And a lot of people are using this clip against him like, oh, look, he said he wanted to stay out, and then he found himself in this situation. But listen to what he says in the video.
I've been trying to stay out of all that trouble, you know, like keep my I don't know. Yeah, just stay out of that trouble, because like it's really easy to get caught in that shit, like extremely easy, especially like when it comes to the people that you're around, trusting the people that you're around, because it's all about your circle.
One of the most important things is your circle. And if it's true that this girl framed him and set him up, he literally predicted his own downfall because of who he associated with. These videos aren't just to highlight the craziest shit that happens. It's for y'all to get a message out of it. And hopefully somebody does. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Until next time.